Hey, everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international war-winning author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews, and Eve 11 endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassie, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Girls Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com and over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music, and more. Coming soon to HamiltonRadio.net every Thursday night at 9. And don't forget to take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. For great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies, makes great gifts 24/7. Go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. Check it out today. Also support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, themikewagnershow.com. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com at the Mike Wagner Show. Make sure you do so today. We're here with 2 terrific gentlemen, and there are actually 3 authors, and one is won't be with us today here on the Mike Wagner Show. They're all seasoned veterans in the LA creative community, and they come from culturally rich minority backgrounds. 2 are DJs, and 1 is a dancer. And they're all connected through mutual love of EDM. We'll talk about that. And we have a gentleman who's a founder of Catapult World, and the other is a DJ producer born in East LA. And of course, we have a gentleman who won't be with us. He was born in the Philippines, raised in Santa Ana. He's also a dancer. And they have a new book, which is about a struggling DJ in his 20s, searching for love, but far beyond reach. And would be his career or would be the love? We'll talk about that. It's called Love Hertz. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Los Angeles. We have the authors of the book Love Hertz, ladies and gentlemen, the multi-talented Kevin Flores and Aaron Mostow. Guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
And Aaron, it's great to have you on board as well.
Thank you for having us. We're stoked to be here. It's a pleasure.
And Aaron, it's okay if you say something too, so don't worry, okay? So
whatever Kev says, I'm just going to copy him.
Oh, please don't do that. It's like, come on, be a little creative here. But anyway, we're here to talk about your book, Love Hertz. But let's talk about you guys as seasoned veterans in the LA creative community. You come from culturally rich minority backgrounds. And of course, Aaron, you're a founder of Catapult World. And Kevin, you're a DJ producer born in East LA. And your partner, Rodolfo, who's not with us, born in the Philippines and raised in Santa Ana, California, is also a dancer. And of course, you guys have a mutual love for EDM. We'll talk about how you guys came together. Your new book talks about a struggling DJ named Taj in his 20s, searching for love, but far beyond reach, living in the shadow of a family, and later meets a wonderful lady in a mesmerizing encounter. But then things happen. We'll talk about the book and what can we learn from it. And before getting to all that, guys, tell us how it first got started.
It first got started about 10 years ago. We were brainstorming an idea. This was at the time my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I was going through a tumultuous time and very emotional. And, I had this concept that I presented to Kevin and Rodolfo about a struggling DJ who, discovers this frequency that starts healing his mother. After some fine tuning, we decided to take that concept and actually go into a more positive comedic route. At the same time, my mom was healing from her cancer. So we made it more about struggling DJ who discovers the love frequency and
Mm.
how his career takes off from there. And that's how it came to be. We wrote the movie script first. A few years later, we started thinking about and strategizing. The next play would be to write the book, an audio book, an ebook, and here we are.
That's certainly amazing. And Kevin, you can also put your 2 cents as well too about collaboration and a little bit about the book too.
Yeah, it all happened really organically. We were sitting around one evening, and as Aaron said, he shared the story about his mother and the idea he that sprung from that crisis. And yeah, we just started recording on the iPhone once we started kind of shooting ideas out, and we were just kind of going back and forth, putting dialogue of what this character could say and what would their reaction be, and it just kind of unfolded. We had a beginning, middle, and end. Aaron learned Final Draft and started putting all those hours of audio into a cohesive piece of work that we could build off of.
That's really interesting and do things off the iPhone and everything else. And how'd you three all first came together?
Well, we've known each other. Kevin and I have known each other for over 15 years through the music industry, through music production. And I met him at the Musicians Institute while he was in a recording session. And I met Rodolfo. Man, it's been 20, 25 years.
Wow.
It's been very long. We met him. I met him sneaking into electronic music rave festivals when I was young. We couldn't afford getting in. We would sneak in. We would find ourselves on the opposite side of the dance circle, breakdancing. And I would see this guy, Rodolfo, progressing constantly at events. And I was like, is this guy copying my moves? Because we had similar moves. And
Huh.
we just constantly saw each other progressing and had mutual respect for each other's style until one day I was like, hey, we're both getting progressing as dancers. Why don't we form a crew and have more power in numbers? And later we started coming up with concepts for movies and TV, and here we are.
Hmm. That's really interesting. And Kevin, how about your take on it?
Yeah, Rodolfo is actually my eldest son's uncle.
Oh, wow.
So that's our connection. And Aaron and I, we've known each other for probably over 15 years. Like he said, we met at Musicians Institute. We began collaborating. He was doing hip hop music. He was also running a clothing line, and it was really urban and hip hop inspired. So he'd always be hooking us up, and yeah, just kept growing the collaboration. And here we are now promoting a book.
That's rather interesting as well, too. And let's get to Aaron here about you being a founder of Catapult World and more. And tell us how you founded Catapult World, and also, first of all, tell us how you got started in the business.
Catapult World, I founded Catapult World, I think 2015 or 2014, but we've been developing content since 1998, 99. Catapult World is a creative agency and content creation production company. We specialize in content, marketing, as well as creative direction. And I got involved with creativity at the young age of maybe 4 or 5 when my grandmother started introducing me to different forms and mediums of art, from painting to journaling, script, um, from clay to uh, stained glass. She taught me everything. She let me paint on T-shirts when I was really young,
Nice.
as I got older, I became a little more passionate about creative writing and music production, and that's kind of how it slowly came to be.
And what was that one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you're doing for the rest of your career?
It was a stream of many years of just being present with creativity and art and embracing the fact, acknowledging I was aware of my love and passion for art, and over years it just grew and grew, and it's something that I could never deny.
Hmm.
I
And
know
what?
it's my it's I know it's my purpose here on earth is to be creative and spread joy through creativity.
And who are some of your favorite artists and also some of your like others like singers, performers, and everything? Who are some of your influences that you grew up with?
I think a lot of my influences would be painters like Picasso, who was going against the norm at the time with his abstract style and a very trendsetter. Same with Salvador Dali. Also, beat producers in the hip hop industry like Dr. Dre was a heavy influence on me. There's so many different people. I would say a lot of family members, including my mother, and her battle with cancer was a big inspiration and influence with me, and my older brother as well, who's a trained glass blower and metal
Oh,
welder. And
wow.
we used to be in the same hip hop group as well. So a lot of inspiration.
Oh my gosh, that is so interesting. I gotta say that. And Kevin, you're pretty much you're a DJ producer, born in East Los Angeles and everything. And you also had some influence as well too, and being engineer and all that stuff. And tell us how you first got started in the business.
Yeah, I didn't even think I was going to be making music my career in high school or before that. I thought I was going to get into political science and either get into education or something to do with politics. And it just didn't pan out that way. I decided that I wanted to do music, and I needed a foundation, so I went to Musicians Institute to learn recording engineering, and that was great. I got a lot out of it. Once I started recording different artists, trial and error, I started, working my chops, and I've been able to work with a lot of really cool artists. The journey has been really awesome, and now I'm venturing into writing. I think that's really where my heart is at right now. Just creating, telling stories, um, and yeah, really excited.
It sounds exciting what you're doing as well, Kevin. And what was that one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you're doing for the rest of your career?
Well, for music, it has to be when I discovered hip hop. Even though I didn't realize I was gonna be doing music as a career, it was really impactful once I started getting into the beats and the music, from Notorious B.I.G., Dr. Dre, the West Coast artists that were coming out. I mean, there's just too many influences to name, but just something about the music really captivated me. And the aspects of storytelling that come with hip hop also influenced me as a writer. The use of wordplay, double entendres, descriptive, creative ways of explaining or telling a story. A lot of that is derived from the spoken word in hip hop, and that's influenced me as a writer as well.
That's really interesting how you guys all came together, Dr. Dre and Notorious B.I.G. and everything else. And who are some of your other favorite singers, songwriters, musicians, and producers growing up?
Um, there's a producer that influenced me heavily, who passed away, I believe in 2006 or seven. His name's Jay Dilla from Detroit, and his music played a big part in how I approach music production. So if I had to name one influence in particular for music, it'd have to be him.
That's really interesting as well, too. And you guys all coming together and writing about the new book. We'll talk about the book, Love Hurts. But first, to listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960 or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson has garnered great reviews, and Eva Lovin enjoys by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and Ellis. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Molson. available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com and over 30 podcast platforms. Coming soon to HamiltonRadio.net every Thursday night at 9. Check out the Mike Wagner Show and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. For great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia for great books like Missing, Once and Wrinkles, also merchandise and more. Amazon.com/Mia Check it out today. I'll support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, the MikeWagnerShow.com, and you can buy me a coffee, which really tastes good right now. Buymeacoffee.com with the Mike Wagner Show. Make sure you do so today. We're here with two wonderful authors, and a third won't be with us today, but we'll include him as well. Rodolfo Tagle III. We've got two other authors, Kevin Flores and Aaron Mostow, on the Mike Wagner Show, talking about the book Love Hertz. And tell us more about the book and what inspired you guys to collaborate and write. It's like, this sounds like a really good book.
Yeah, Love Hertz is the story of a struggling DJ. He discovers the love frequency. So it's like the movie Weird Science from the 80s meets The Hangover, set in the world of electronic music. So if you're a fan of comedy, unapologetic humor, and romance, then Love Hertz is for you.
Mm-hmm. And then Kevin?
Yeah, it's a story of a true underdog. The DJ, his name is Taj Das, Taj as in Taj Mahal, and Das, D-A-S. And he's kind of a nerdy version of Sylvester Stallone in the movie Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
And he does everything he can to prove everybody wrong, including his father and the people that don't support him when he's doing his shows, which happens in one of the first couple of chapters. He has a terrible debut performance, but he doesn't give up, comes back and blows him away.
And what was it? What was that one moment that inspired you to write Love Hurts? Was it somebody that you knew along there, or was it just brainstorming, or was it just like, a story that you guys got, like in the papers, the internet, or anything like that?
I think it's a story that young adults can relate to, coming of age, trying to find their place in society, and just growing up, being accepted. A lot of young adults are passionate about their dreams, and this particular main character, Taj, spelled Taj, he's passionate about DJing, and sometimes our parents or people around us might not understand or might not see the vision of us being successful with things that we're passionate about. And so I feel we wanted to write from a place that people could relate to, but also give it that fictional aspect of him discovering this frequency that all of a sudden starts attracting women to him, which is the love frequency, and how his career takes off from there.
Kevin, go ahead. You can say something too. And guys, you want to jump in any time, feel free to do so. So it's an open forum. Kevin, go ahead and jump in on this one here.
Yeah, like Aaron said, it's really relatable, even if you're not a fan of electronic music or DJing in particular. The struggles and a lot of the underlying story is something that a lot of people have gone through in one way or another, whether it's been struggling to find love, arguing with your parents about the decisions you want to make for yourself, struggles with friends and jealousy, ego spiraling out of control. These are all things that I think people have gone through in one form or another.
Mm-hmm. You guys talk about the love frequency as well too. Like, do you have like a certain number of the frequency as well too, or is it just simply just love in general? Because I talked to some people about frequency, they go by like 432, which has been the calmest state, and sometimes it goes up to 440 and even to 5G as well too. What number would you describe the love frequency at?
This particular frequency that Taj discovers is 639 Hertz. Now, this frequency is a real frequency that resonates at the same rate the heart chakra vibrates. So this is something that is actual reality to a certain extent. And so we play off this component of 639 Hertz as the love frequency he discovers. And slowly, after a couple romantic encounters, he realizes what he's discovered.
Hmm. That's really interesting. And of course, his love interest, Janet, just happens to come in the picture in a mesmerizing encounter. And of course, things happen afterwards. It's like, we don't want to give away too much of it. It's almost like, one thing after another. And of course, like, and of course, it turns out that sometimes you either come away with a girl or lose a girl. And maybe just a little bit about his love interest, Janet, and how it came about.
Yeah, we thought about the fact that the love frequency attracts all the women, but our protagonist Taj, he struggled to find any kind of interest from the opposite sex his whole life. So we were put in with the situation of figuring out how can we present a character that, maybe likes him for who he is, or is she influenced by the sound? And so they develop a connection throughout the story, even as Taj's career starts taking off. There's still constant communication, and then we kind of find out at the end if he actually finds true love.
Mm. Would you say would that be like love at first sight, or more of a opposites attract, or just one of those things that takes time?
I think when he first sees Janet, he's DJing and he sees her in the crowd. Everyone is going crazy for his music at this time. His frequency is already, he's already putting it on top of his beats. He's playing them out at clubs, and he sees her. So I do feel it was something like a love at first sight when
Mm,
he first sees Janet. Yes.
okay. And what was the frequency in the clubs? You talk about 635 frequency for love. What was the frequency in the club?
Well, the frequency 639 with a nine, and he puts that frequency on top of his beats. And so no matter what beat he's playing, he has already embedded that frequency on top of his beats. So in the club, it's going crazy for him, debaucherous, and the speakers are playing his beats underlaid with the 639 hertz frequency.
And in
Hmm.
the audiobook, we actually did some sound design and we gave our interpretation of what that frequency might actually sound like. So if you download the audiobook, you'll be able to get the full experience. And there's actual electronic music production layered throughout the story whenever Taj is doing a performance or in his studio.
Hmm. And of course, I guess the big question is, will Taj ever find true and meaningful love, or will he, in Janet, or would he find it in his career? I guess that's kind of a big question.
Yeah, I think
That's
that's kind of where we lead up to. I don't want to spoil the story, but it's definitely an unexpected twist at the end that it's really heartwarming, and you know I think it's worth reading and getting to the end.
Hmm.
And Taj is like the Luke Skywalker character in a sense where he has this power now, and is he going to use it for the dark side or the light side? He has this, confrontation mentally on what he's going to do with this, and so as his career develops, um, the listener or the reader is going to really truly understand what route he's going to take.
Okay. And what do you want the readers to get out of the book?
We want, first of all, because it's a romantic comedy, we want people to laugh. I think the world needs it right now. It's such a interesting time in the world. It's very intense, and people. I'm not going to say everyone, but there's a lot of stress. There's a lot of just anxiety, and we want people to take a step back and remember to laugh. I think laughing is so good for the soul. We also want people to take away that there's joy in things that you are truly passionate about, and never lose your youthful outlook on life, and just make sure you put your heart into whatever you want to do in life.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a touching moment in the book between Taj and his mother, who's like his biggest supporter. And she just tells him, no matter what happens in life, always do what you love. And I think that's the overarching theme of the book. And that what we want to communicate to the reader is, never lose that fire, the inspiration to follow your dreams.
And of course, you mentioned about being a comedy as well, too. Maybe just highlight or two some of the comedic moments, Tosh had where it was like falling over something or saying the wrong thing or anything like that. So,
Kev,
Well,
do you want to touch on that?
is this podcast rated G or R?
it's your call. I'm just the narrator. So,
I mean, there's so many funny it's pretty raunchy. It actually makes me blush because Mike, you're actually the first interviewer to actually ask us like, hey, name a funny part in the book. So it actually makes me giggle just thinking of what to pull. But believe it or not, some of them are actually inspired for real life. Here's opening scene in the book. So Taj is in the club, the local club where his famous or local celebrity DJ is his friend, and they're all hanging out in the it's VIP area. And he's like his friend Skylar is like the ladies' man, so has the girls all next to him, and one of the girls is telling the story, and Taj just kind of awkwardly like leans in and wants to hear what's going on. And this girl's telling a story about how she met a guy. They were having she was cooking spaghetti, and all of a sudden he came up from behind her and started eating her ass.
not the spaghetti. Oh my god!
Yeah,
I was looking
who
forward to eating spaghetti.
who would have thought, right? And and so the music cuts out real quick, and Taj's first reaction is like, "Can I get your number?" And everyone's just looking at him like, "Really? Like that's what you're gonna say?" And she's like, "How about I just get yours?" And he's kind of like so naive and kind of oblivious that was totally uncalled for. And yeah, so then the night's over, everyone gets back to their cars, kind of leaving him behind, like. And then he's in the car with his friends, and he's like, yo, there's like an after hour spot, like we should go there right now. And Taj is like, no, I think I'm gonna wait for Nikki to call me. So he's totally convinced that, oh yeah, she's totally into me, like I made the right move. So that's kind of just a little glimpse of the kind of comedy that's in there.
And when it comes to comedy, and then sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
When it comes to comedy, we want to approach comedy like Mike Tyson throwing a punch. We're inspired by old school comedic acts like Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, George Carlin, and it's rather, it leaves you in a state where you're like, wow, this is offensive. But we pull from that old school style of comedy where it's no holds barred.
That's interesting. I thought you would give him like a Will Smith slap or something. That's what she would have done. And you want my what? Whack. Oh my gosh. I think I'm ready to go watch some comedy. And I think we're on a subject of the comedy. Who are some of your favorite comedians growing up? I didn't think about that for some reason.
I mean, yeah, as I mentioned, Eddie Murphy, definitely. Richard Pryor, George Carlin is definitely one of my favorites because he approached it with so much reality behind his jokes, and it's stuff that it's not always fantasy. It's things that are actually happening in the world politically and culturally. So I loved him. Modern day,
he was a real wordsmith, definitely.
Yes. Go ahead, Kev. Too. What about you?
Comedy, like if I'm not listening to politics or learning about finance, comedy is my go-to. So I love comedians from today. Tony Hinchcliffe, he has a great podcast called Kill Tony. It's a live podcast that they broadcast like 2 weeks later. It's incredible. A comedian from LA, Felipe Esparza, is awesome.
Yeah,
Aaron and I have gone to his like so many of his shows. He's a really really funny guy. And then some of the greats, like Richard Pryor, Carlin, even Dave Chappelle. He's been, he's a legend. He started in the 90s.
definitely.
So he's definitely not
And Chris
one of the
Rock.
new guys. I think we all know who Chris Rock is by now, if you didn't know. But he was
if you don't know who Chris Rock is, we'll slap you.
Yeah, then you're living under a rock for sure.
Will you?
Yeah, and then also just to cap it off, just because they just influenced me comedically. Louis C.K. I love his comedy, his dark humor, and I like Aziz Ansari too. Actually, he was the inspiration for the character Taj. He's obviously too old to play him now, but when we were first crafting the idea of Taj, we kind of were thinking of the mannerisms and the way things Aziz would say from listening to his comedy routines.
Okay. That sounds very amazing. Where can we find Love Hurts at?
Kev, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, it's on paperback, ebook, and audiobook. So Audible, Kindle, Amazon, any of your favorite platforms to download audio, it'll be there. And yeah, please visit lovehertzbook.com to stay up to date with any announcements or future projects.
We will
Yeah, you
certainly
could get to, yeah, you can get to us, get to learn more about the story there, learn about our bios, our backgrounds at lovehurtsbook.com, as well as on Instagram, follow our antics and all the awesome stuff that's happening constantly, daily, with people and community supporting the book at Love Hurts Book.
We will certainly check that out. And what's coming up for the authors of Love Hurts, we'll find out just 1 minute. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by our official sponsor, the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mia Molson's The Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. And we'll be back with the authors of Love Hurts, Aaron Mostow and Kevin Flores, after this time out. We're back with Aaron Mostow and Kevin Flores, the authors of Love Hurts, here on the Mike Wagner Show. And guys, he's been learned a lot from you guys, and just very inspiring how you guys all came together. Love Hurts and more. What else can we expect from you guys in 2022 and beyond?
Well, firstly, we're just so stoked and very appreciative of being in the present moment. You know, a lot of times everyone's like, okay, what's the next thing? We just released a book, and what are you going to do next? But we just want to take some time to say thank you and pat ourselves on the back, an accomplishment that took over 10 years to put out, the script and the book. The book is the first to release, and come mid-May, we're actually finally we have good representation to take the movie script for Love Hurts and walk it into all the streaming platforms. And so we're going to be pitching the movie script. And then in regards to the future, we're looking at the metaverse. We're looking at the future of these characters coming to life, off the paper, and whether that be animation or whether that be augmented reality. The future is now, and we're excited about it.
And we're certainly looking forward to as well, guys. And who do you consider biggest influences in your careers?
Biggest influence, well, for sure, it'd be my parents. They immigrated from Ecuador in the 80s, and they made a lot of sacrifices for me to have the luxury to dream. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people in other countries that live day to day, and to dream about making music or writing a book, it's just not in the cards. So I have to recognize them first and foremost, for their sacrifices and for allowing me to be where I'm at now.
I love it.
Yeah,
That's amazing. And Aaron?
I would say the biggest influences would be my grandfather, my mom's dad, who fought, on behalf of the U.S. Army. He's from the Philippines, and he did whatever he could he could do whatever it took to get my mom and all of her brothers and sisters here to the U.S. And if it wasn't for his drive and fight, and him being a hero, we wouldn't be here. And then also my dad's mother, Mira Pelzig, who instilled art and creativity in me. And those are my two biggest influences. But my whole family's been such an influence, and as well as my close friends. So besides other idols and people, all these celebrities that you look up to, for me, it's always been close to home. And those are the people who've been with me along this journey, motivating me. And those are my biggest influences.
That's certainly amazing. You have a really good background there as well, too. And what's the best advice you guys can give to anybody at this point?
Um, do what you love. um, if you do what you enjoy, you're never really actually working. And don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Those are the best parting words I can give.
Okay. And Aaron?
Best words of advice for my listeners, for everyone here is appreciate the now. Just wake up grateful every day. Take advantage of the time we have because time moves quick. So if you want to do something, don't procrastinate, get it done. It's okay to fail because all entrepreneurs out there, you have to fail in order to succeed, and just keep pushing forward. Don't get knocked down and give up. You have to, if you want something in life, you have to be determined. You have to be resilient, and just have fun with whatever you're doing. If you're in a job that you don't enjoy, quit, because we're put on this earth to enjoy what we do and make the best of it.
Mm-hmm. Very good advice. That was very amazing, guys. Once again, we're with the authors of Love Hertz, Aaron Mostow and Kevin Flores here on the Mike Wagner Show. Guys, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Keep in touch. We'd love to have you back. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact, or can people purchase or check out Love Hertz and more?
Yeah, so we'll probably be working on either the follow up to Love Hurts or a spin off of some characters in the book that, have a nice little um, moment with Taj and they really stand out. So we might do a story about them, and just exploring ways to expand the Love Hurts universe.
Okay. And Aaron?
Check out our website, lovehurtsbook.com. From there, you'll be able to click directly onto Amazon, Audible, Kindle. The great thing about this book is it exists in different formats. So if you're tangible, you want something physical and tactile, you can read the physical paperback book. If you're on the go and you need to be able to absorb it more with your ears, and you listen to it with our audiobook experience. And if you like to be on your computer, you can read it with our Love Hurts ebook. So those are the formats that I would recommend. Our website I mentioned, and that's about it.
And our social media,
Yeah,
everything is Love Hurts book. Um, all the handles, YouTube, SoundCloud. Please check out the SoundCloud. We put out a soundtrack, 6 songs that are featured on the audiobook. So
free
make sure to check
download.
that out. Yep.
Get the good music.
Okay. We will
Shout out to
certainly.
all the producers. Shout out to all the producers who showed us love and gave us contributed their music to the audiobook.
Yeah,
Much love, guys.
Epicer, Frank Royal, Mansion, Tony Kim, Noah Loman,
Yeah.
Outer Point. Just we really appreciate their
Amo.
contributions. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Certainly amazing as well, too. And guys, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Keep in touch. We'll have you back. We wish you all best. And guys, you've got a great future ahead of you.
thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. And if it wasn't for individuals like you who are giving this amazing opportunity and creating this platform for creatives to share, our story is not told. So big up to the Mike Wagner Show. Boop, boop.